And
just
that was the first time
Up all
we
night.
ever stayed up all night.
No,
you guys did it much before me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did it more than that too, and
Yeah,
before
that's
that with us. I
Is
mean,
that the night we ate like pickle juice and stuff and like hot Cheetos until we died?
Like Amanda stayed up all night, and like all the girls did. I mean, it was crazy. Their parents picked them up so delirious.
It's just funny to think, like, now being a parent too, like this kid's like, hey mom, like I was up all night.
Hello, and welcome to the All Nighter Podcast.
This is where the insomniacs come to get silly.
With your hosts, Ashlyn Benson, Alexis Leach, and Rhonda Lou.
Holy shit.
That's
You
a good
clap
one.
so intense every time.
I know, yeah.
She's always like,
You're like, you're gonna see this audio wave.
that's what Rhonda's doing to the...
That's awesome. No, but I do the same thing at home when I'm recording and stuff too, and it's ridiculous. I'll sing so soft, but I'll clap so loud.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome back. Episode 18. My God, it's like we're fucking killing it or something. Except, although episode 16 is gonna be a little late, but it won't be late by the time you see this one.
Yeah, exactly.
This one's gonna be on time.
And hey, if it isn't, it's okay. Because,
Hey, you'll just get
we're
it.
living
It's
our
like, it'll be like
lives.
a little extra, like a little surprise. They'll just
Yeah.
get it. They'll get it a little bit, well, not early, but
Definitely not early.
You can expect consistency with us in that you will always see an episode. As far as the
Yes.
day of the week, it may
might-
not be exactly falling on that 7th day or whatever, but it will be out in that week, you know? And it's the same with like my videos and stuff too. Like I try my damnedest, but you know, we've all got different things pulling us in different directions.
hey, man, this is just a thing starting. So if there's anybody that wants to be a part of something freaking cool and wants to like temp and get some experience in editing,
Ooh.
who knows? Maybe you'll get fucking famous.
Yeah. Who knows? Also, Red Bull, don't forget about us.
Yeah.
Okay? Clink.
If y'all could get like a fucking Red Bull spawns and a fucking Stanley spawns, like
Oh my God, I would shit my pants. They're like, yeah, we don't want to sponsor people who do that. Don't do that.
If only there was like a plug for Jicamas. Like if only I could be sponsored for that.
But the thing is, if we get sponsors, then we get money.
You'll have
For
all the money
Jicamas.
for Jicamas.
Oh, I
So then
see.
you are being sponsored by Jicama.
She'll just have like walls and walls of Jicama.
Or maybe we can plant a Jicama tree in oh wait, you don't have a backyard.
Exactly. Yeah, you'd have to plant it here.
In my backyard.
Well, and actually, it's not a tree. You throw the seeds down and they're roots. So like potatoes, like and you just yank them out. Yeah, and yeah, dude, if you
So
did
then
that,
you could totally do that.
you did that for me.
Oh, dude, yeah, I'll do it. Go find me some seeds. I'll throw
I
them
had
in.
some.
Well, let's go throw them in the back.
Holy shit, dude.
Let's
All
grow
right.
these shits.
Yeah, no, I ordered some seeds to the parents forever ago, and what's cool about them is like they don't really need a lot of sun. Their main season
How long
is in
does it
winter.
take?
It takes like I think like a month or two or something like that.
But they grow best in the winter.
But they grow up at any point of the year. It's just like they're kind of primed for winter, so most other conditions are good for them. But yeah, if you don't know what it is, it's like a root tuber that is actually really good for your digestion and stuff. For me,
Is it a vegetable
not exactly.
or is it a fruit?
It's
More
not
like a
fruit,
coconut?
but it has more of a fruit like texture and stuff. Like it's not a potato like texture, okay? Like the outside looks like a potato, but the inside is actually more like an apple without the tartness.
Okay.
Sometimes you can get a little tartness in like the smaller ones or whatever. But yeah, no, they're my addiction, particularly because they absorb stomach acid better than like anything else I've ever eaten. And so it actually like aids my life. Like it's almost like a medicinal food for me in a way. But I'd be stocking up on them all the time. And I'll
Yeah, and
tell you what.
if you ever see Ron in IRL, she'll be chomping on it.
Yeah, yeah.
She
I
just
have
pull out
Jicama
some
in
from
my
her bag.
bag.
They look like little
like almost like
Like big
apple
ol'-
slices, like big
Yeah.
apple slices, abnormally
Well,
large
yeah.
apple slices.
I was gonna say honestly, it just looks like a raw potato slice.
Yeah.
But it's so
But,
fucking good,
yeah.
and it's juicy. It's actually, jicamas are very hydrating at the same time for you normies that digest regularly. Like it will hydrate you as you eat it, almost like watermelon does and stuff too. And it's got like the best like fibers and stuff. It's good for your blood sugar, all the things. Mexicans know the way. But yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I mean, at different spots around town, sometimes their
Where's
jicama
it?
selection
Is that where's it native to? Like where does it grow?
well, Mexico technically, but it's grown all over the place.
I wonder what like Mexican dishes use jicama.
Well, so most of the time they just eat it straight.
Oh,
like it's almost
really?
like more of like an hors d'oeuvre type thing. Some people will like salt and lemon it and like do different stuff. Gavi and Tita and them used to do that. And sometimes put that like red.
Oh, tajin?
Yes,
or yeah?
yeah, on it too. But most of the time people just peel them and cut them up, eat them. And yeah, I mean, once I found them, it did kind of change the game for me.
Well, that's what's up, dude.
Yeah, I used to think it was bread and cheese, and those still work, you know. But the jicama, for whatever reason, it's a magical thing.
It's so funny because Ron, like especially when she comes over, there's just a lot of moments where she has the biggest knife you've ever seen, and then the other hand is a fresh jicama ready to be chopped and diced and sliced.
It's
And
true.
It's just so funny, and then she'll be like, "You want some?" Schling.
It's like, want some what? Some murder? No.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
And it's like machete style
yes,
knife.
like, I mean, I tend to go for the biggest jicamas they got, you know, and so it is a process. You have to put some gusto into it. They're thick daddies.
Thick daddies.
And yeah, it's I'm a ridiculous sight at all times, okay? And like, you know, I've thought about the different things I want to do for the old man Ron bit, and I think I'm honestly just gonna fucking like stay so true to that part of myself, the part of myself that wants to casually take sausages out of my purse and eat them.
Dude, you casually take so many things out of your bag.
Pancakes, seeds, sunflower seeds, and pepitas.
Guacamole.
Well, definitely an avocado. You'll find an avocado. I brought one
Some
today.
fajitas.
Dude, I have
just
some.
like-
You might want to take a couple of mine because they're super ripe and ready, and like I don't know if
Really?
I'm gonna eat them in time.
Hell yeah, brother.
I gotta make banana bread too because I got a bunch of brown old bananas.
So I actually make avocado bread out of ripe avocados. And so what you do is you put fucking avocados, mash them all
sounds
up,
good.
blend them together with salt and cheese, and then you fucking throw some eggs in there, fucking like
Damn.
lay it
That
out.
sounds good.
Yeah, it's so fucking good, dude. I could make some for you today with those avocados that you
She's like, let me go grab my
I
bag.
mean, if you have eggs and cheese,
I got
we
eggs.
got it.
I got cheese.
She's like, I
Hell
got
yeah,
the stuff.
dude. All right,
Let's make
show
banana
you.
bread too, though. Actually, though,
Oh, that sounds sick. Yeah, that sounds really good.
just like I never really need to get. I hate throwing away bananas. You know
Me
what
too,
I mean? Like,
yeah. They would normally go in the direction of banana bread or pancakes. Fucking, there's a, is it Chiquita? There's a Mexican brand that actually makes like a banana bread mix. They're also like a banana brand or whatever, but their bread mix is so easy and so good. You just throw 2 ripe bananas and then fucking that's like an egg and that's it. You know,
wow,
it's great. And it's so moist. It's so ridiculously moist. I used to be so addicted to it.
Sometimes
Blessed
she's
food.
the older sister, you know.
Oh,
Like,
dude.
like tell me your secrets.
Dude, well, and that's kind of, I think, something I'm gonna incorporate in the old man bit. It's just being like, listen, I'm a bit of an ancient mystic. I ain't no deity, but I'm like older than all you people put together.
I've lived 12,000 lives. I've seen some
shit.
shit.
Exactly. I've seen some shit and I've done some things that would make you blush. I would
my
have so
goodness.
much fun with it, man. Like I said, I think I really will try and lean into that part of me that that feels like it's socially unacceptable to be normally, but is exactly how I would just love to live. You know, I think it'll be awesome for me.
Well, I mean, it's a great conversation starter if someone sees you pulling sausage out your purse, like,
Exactly.
oh, you know, and I don't think anyone would really be like, how dare you take sausage out of your bag? What are you doing?
I mean, well, like with y'all, I do it all the time. With you, Chad, like y'all, I don't care. I'm like, I'm craving chicken sausage, okay? But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of aspects to that part of me that I think, like, even just as far as like how I sit and stuff, like how I would so much rather sit, and just behave. I think it would just be, oh, dude, it's gonna be a blast for me. I think it'll be a very odd full circle moment that I didn't think I needed.
I can't believe that this show is already like coming up. Like,
Oh my God.
it's coming up so quickly, and I'm like,
I know.
But it's going to be good. I definitely felt better after yesterday, like performing the songs that I'm like pretty comfortable doing. And then I think finessing the password song, and then maybe Scared of the Dark. I mean, I want this show to be so tight. So I'm willing to cut a song or two depending, you know, on how, you know.
tight as in like within a certain time limit, or
Yeah.
like
Like
I was like, or tight like as in cool.
both.
Both actually.
Yeah, I just don't want it to run too long, because I feel like sometimes, you know, anybody who's going to see comedy, if it's a really long show, it just kind of wears on the audience a little
Right.
bit. And, you know?
They're
So-
like, okay, I'm tired of laughing now.
Yeah, exactly. Because you do get tired of it a little bit. So yeah, but I feel pretty good. And I think it's going to be great just because like we have everything going for us, and
Right.
like, you know, comedy and stuff is all about telling your story.
Exactly.
So it's like, because of all of us performing, and then, you know, the other comedians I have, I think it will just be like, you know,
There's a multitude of different personalities
Yes.
and stories and
Yes.
backgrounds and stuff. So I think it'll be really cool.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I have to send the ticket link to the other comedians because I haven't done that yet. So remind me. Okay,
Yeah, well, at least, I mean, you shared it, so I mean, they could technically just copy and paste.
I know, but they might not have seen it. I gotta be
Yeah.
like, share us a link, because
Yes.
I also don't know. You know, I don't know how many tickets we've sold, if we've sold any. You know, because also sometimes people wait till the last minute. You know,
Right.
so I just have no idea. I mean,
Fine
I
line.
know some people are planning to come that like I didn't know.
Cause like, what if like people started reaching out, like people like just different comedians from all over. Like, what if they like,
And just our excitement, you know. I mean, I'm just so like,
it's
I
like
just-
an open door. It's like a
Yeah.
door that we're trying to open. And I feel like it's something that all three of us have wanted for so long. Cause I had a mental breakdown the other day. Okay. And when I was talking to my mom about it, you know, I was just kind of talking about my life and where I'm at in it. And I'm like, you know, I love what I'm doing in school. I love that. You know, my mom was talking to me about like, you know, do you even really want to be a vet anymore? Like, because that was always the goal, like the realistic goal in my mind was to do the vet school thing and all that. And then I changed my degree to English. And after that, I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to be a vet. After being in this field for so long, like it just, my heart is just not as in it anymore. Like, don't get me wrong. I do still love my job. I love all the animals. I love most of our clients. And I do, for the most part, like my coworkers and get along with them very well. I mean, I've been at this job for going on 7 years. So it's like, I want, like I was telling my mom, I was like, I want to do something like write a book. I want to write articles or something. Like I want to do something.
You're very creative, and I think you've had this
yes.
energy kind of just sitting with you for a while, and
Yeah.
you've wanted an outlet for it, you
Exactly.
know? And I think you needed a little pathway of like possibility, you know, what's possible for you.
I've always done better in a setting where I know someone, which I mean, I know is not always going to be something that is
But I'm the
available
same
to
way.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when
Yeah.
I got my first job, you know, my friend Dallas worked there. And then when I moved to my new job, somebody from my old job was working there. So I knew them, you know. And don't get me wrong, when I moved to the job that I'm at now, like the first day I did cry a little bit. I was like, oh my gosh, why did I leave? Because I had been at my old job for 5 years. So, and that was my first job. So it was like I had done that routine for so long. And then it was like to move over to this new place where I had a little bit more responsibility than I did and all this other stuff. I was just like, oh my God, what did I do? I'm like, I'm biting off more than I can chew, you know, kind of thing. But then like I got used to it. And then when I went to the other job and it was completely different, I was like, I don't think I can get used to this. And then I went back. But now it's like with your guys' help, it's been like, maybe I can do something like this, you know, like maybe it's not out of the spectrum. Cause you know, I did we talked about this last episode, you know, I did the PureFlix thing and I was like, I like this, but it's just not.
You want to be able to be yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like tell your own shit. And
that's what I like
whatever.
about comedy because I mean, my joke is, you know, like it's about my family, it's about me.
Exactly.
Like, and it's something that I can mold into my own, you know, like writing a book or writing jokes. It's something that you can create and it's yours. And I mean, not everybody is good at that. But then in another episode that we did, I had talked about how I've always kind of been like I'm going to say daydreamer. Like I'm always like playing these little things in my head or like, if I have had an argument or I think I'm going to get into a confrontation with somebody, I'm like thinking about
the responses you make,
their responses, what I can say,
yes,
you know, whatever. I'm always playing out things in my head a lot, or like,
I'm the same way.
If I'm watching a show, I'll be like, oh my gosh, but then like, what if they did this? And then I can like picture the actors and stuff like doing what I am like picturing in my brain, you know. So I want to be able to create something and do something with that, with like what I see in my mind, I guess.
Yeah. And it feels like more dream come true just that we're doing it all together.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Because like I think for a while, you know, me and Ron were doing stuff and like it was kind of separate for a long time. And I think post pandemic, you know, we were coming together, and also like with the music stuff, like I didn't know how to play the piano like before the pandemic and stuff. And so then like for with comedy and stuff, it's like I do love stand up like as an art form and stuff, but I think I love music and you I don't know, there's just, it feels like painting, I guess, you know, because it's like once I learned the piano and I can kind of go across it and just create any mood and vibe, that was like, ooh, you know, so exciting.
Yeah.
And
it's like a Bo Burnham.
Yeah. And I was telling Ron, like going to these music mics have just it's felt a little bit more true to like, you know, I've been trying to figure out my path now of like, okay, how do I continue this trajectory of stand up and music and stuff.
And I love that that's what this show is going to be.
Yeah.
Because I, as somebody who likes to have people make me laugh and I like to make people laugh, I love your musical comedy and I love your stand up comedy, but your musical comedy is different. Like, like whenever
There's
I see
such
you,
an element of surprise and like especially because you are so on point and on pitch that it's like there's this like almost like conflicted feeling of just like, damn, impressive, but also like, oh.
Well, I think I see like what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say I don't want to say like more confident, but more confident.
It's powerful.
Because like when I see you do your stand up, I do see like you're really trying to pull for those laughs, you know? But whenever you do your musical comedy, you're like, yes, yes, yes. Even if people aren't laughing because you're still doing your own thing.
Yes.
You know?
And because it is in this in between of like music, you know, I like to sing. I think I can sing and stuff. And so it's fun to kind of mess with the audience too, of like, ooh, 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 and then be like, la, silly. Just, you know,
I really like, that's another reason I really liked My Hometown. Because you started, I thought it was going to be like a Gypsy. I thought it was going to be like a super serious song, and then you're like, la, 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 and I was like, oh shit.
I know, the ad libs in there were freaking perfect. I love it so much. And yeah, dude, I mean, like, she's gonna present a freaking password song that's gonna kill y'all. Okay, it's gonna just lay you
I know.
out.
I'm excited to see you do it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so excited for it. Like Rhonda helps me with like my song structure sometimes because joke structure and stuff is a little bit different. And so with music, like it does feel like sometimes I need a little bit of a framework or something, because like when it comes to writing songs, like I just had no idea what I was doing. And of course, especially in comedy songs, you can kind of do whatever you want.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
I still need some guidance, some path. So because also, I mean, I can get terribly random and then, and then sometimes people, I can make songs where it's like, what the fuck you even talking about, Like
How did we get here?
my biggest comment, like growing up, like when I was in theater was like, Ashlyn, you are so random, like you just say like the most random shit. And so, But Ron helped me with the song as far as like, cause also like figuring out the chords and stuff.
And I think that you being so random is what makes your musical comedy so funny, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if
it's
you
a
look
good
at Bo
outlet for it.
Burnham's, I don't know about most recent, but the one that he did during COVID, I mean, some of that was so fucking random.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I liked it so much. And I think that's why it wasn't everyone's cup of tea, because it was very random,
Dude,
and
I thought it was genius.
I
thought it was
loved
genius,
it.
too.
I absolutely
And it's
loved
still,
it.
the Inside album resonates with things
Inside
today.
Out. I was like, what the fuck is it called? But yes, and it does
Bo
still
Burnham?
resonate today.
I'm married.
but if you want to collab,
Yeah, collab, married. No, but the other thing too is actually like, Adam does music and stuff too. And I feel like, he's been a little bit unsure of like where he wants to go and things. But when I showed him the password song yesterday, he was giving ideas of like where it could go. And I'm like, yes. Like, I think it would be also fun to collaborate and do other things with him too, because
Yeah, for sure.
he is really like, he's very musically inclined and he can sing too.
yeah. And well, the thing is that I have heard Adam do improv comedy songs.
Exactly.
Just with us and Raya.
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah.
That are fucking hilarious.
I know. Maybe I should just challenge him too. Be like, maybe you should do the musical improv.
You guys
or
should do like a
something.
musical improv battle.
Okay. So he did actually want to do that. He wanted. So you know how we would rap over low.
That's a sign. That's a sign. It means to do it.
Yeah, dude.
It means to do it.
For when we used to put Raya to sleep, we would turn on lo-fi and just come up with silly raps and stuff.
Oh my god.
And so he wanted to have like a rap battle kind of thing.
That would be funny. That would be so funny. You guys should definitely do it.
But I didn't know if we should do it this.
Well, I was
show
gonna,
or the
maybe not
next
this one, but the next one for
yeah,
sure.
but I'm like, yeah, like, and that's why, I'm like, get excited for this Adam, because like he's dealing with a lot of other things, like,
And that's why he should get excited for it.
I know. And so I think he is.
He needs the outlet.
I think after we get done here and we go rehearse, I think he'll start to get more into it.
Yeah, and I think because after I showed him the password song, it reminded him of like what we used to do and stuff. So I'm like, get with it, bro.
Yeah, because like when Raya was first born, I was over here all the time, and like almost every time that we would put her down to sleep, we would read to her for a while, and then we'd like start singing her some songs, and just like we would just kind of be like improving, but the stuff that he would come up with was goddamn, I mean, it was gold. And so it's like he has it in him 100%, and he's also like well versed in music too, so it's like he could do any fucking genre he wanted on any given mood of a song, and have a great time. I think it'll be so cool, dude.
Oh, I do have to ask some questions about like the PA setup though, because I'm unsure if they even have an in-house PA system or if we had to bring our own. I put it away just to burp into the microphone. So yeah, there's definitely, so that's why like, yeah, when we're rehearsing too, like maybe I'll have to do a little bit of bookkeeping stuff to make sure I hit all my freaking P's and Q's. Cause yeah, I told another friend about the show and he's like, oh, it's coming up. And I'm like, shut up.
Shut up.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like having those practices like at St. Cecilia's, because since I'm doing solo original music, kind of, I've not for the first time, but I've been doing it at open mics and stuff, and but this is certainly the first show, like show, And so, but doing it at these open mics, man, like I credit so much of my whatever growth I achieved to St. Cecilia's particularly.
Yeah,
because
well,
it
that's
does
been the
provide
other thing.
the best environment for me to try and
Yeah.
like cope with that fear live in front of people and get it all out of my system before the show.
Yeah, and that's been the other thing that's been nice is like, I used to go to comedy mics and sometimes ask if I could take my piano and stuff. But, with stand-up mics, it's typically just set up for stand-up, and people bring their guitars and stuff sometimes, but so it's been nice to actually just do the music mics, because usually the audience too is like kind of like excited by it, of like, oh, something different or whatever.
Yeah.
But also you get a longer set time because you're doing music and stuff. And so, because my biggest thing too is like, so it was good to do my Hollywood last night of like, truly like just playing the piano in front of people is so different. Like it doesn't even matter how much you practice.
Yes.
You have to practice it in front of people because it's just like the nerves and stuff. Like
make you like
make
slip
your
up on
hands
keys or
move.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and even when it
sometimes
comes to rhythm too, that's something like I noticed that I go faster live almost always than I would at home. Like at home, it's like I can almost keep in time pretty well, but then I get in front of people and I'm like, just speeding up the rhythm a little bit, up in that tempo. But yeah, I'm so grateful to spaces like that because like it has helped me feel more confident in doing what we're doing on June 20th. And well, like what it made me realize too, like this last week, I had performed with my partner and I had so much fun, dude. Like it was almost like, I think, like kind of going through the ringer of going solo for a while and kind of focusing on the solo stuff. When I got back to doing stuff with him, it felt so much easier. And just like I didn't even have to think. Like it was all just like it was.
See, and then especially with you guys hosting the Gypsy Open mic, which will be after the on the 24th.
It'll be from the 24th onward, which is fucking crazy. But
Gypsy Open mic
stoked.
every Tuesday at what time?
Well, 6:30 sign up, 7 show.
So, but with you guys doing that, like I think you guys are just gonna get like so comfortable and just like.
We want to do a show at Gypsy too, actually.
Oh my God, that would be so amazing.
Yeah, I was
That would be
thinking
cool.
either like I don't know, maybe like August, like early August, or maybe late August, one of the two. But yeah, they've been offering spots to people at the mics where they're like, if you want to just like come on the weekend, do an hour set or whatever, because Chad's done it too.
Wow.
And so yeah, when we do that, that's gonna be a hell of a lot of fun, because with that we get to set up the sound and everything, and it's just us performing. So that way I can bring my keyboard and we can have it all going into because the thing is, like with me playing the piano there and with him on the guitar, it's not going into the same input, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to say
hear.
Yeah, and it's harder to say how it's like blending and stuff.
Yeah.
So but if I bring my keyboard, it's all going into the same main and we can hear it, and it'll be sick. I'm ready.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, tonight, this isn't going to come out in time, but tonight we're probably going to go busking at the art crawl for just
yeah, dude.
like half an hour to an hour,
Oh my God, I have always wanted to do that as well.
Yeah,
dude,
like
just,
you want to come?
Yeah, yes.
You should come, dude. Because I mean, like I said, we'll probably just be out there for half an hour to an hour, depending on how hot it is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he was thinking about like dropping me off at like underneath the awning at Guthrie or whatever, and then maybe we can set up in there and just fucking sing.
That'll be cool.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
dude.
And then if people stop by, be like, "There's a show."
Exactly. Yeah.
Dude, and I've always thought about that too, like especially if we do like themed shows. And honestly, I should print some freaking posters for the show. God, what am I doing with my life? But because I've even thought about just like barking at Guthrie Green when it's busy, like on their different days. I'm
Yeah,
like,
'cause
hey,
it's
there's a
art crawl
comedy show.
tonight,
Yeah. Shit. Oh.
But I mean, Pride's all month, baby. So there's events happening throughout.
That's
and it's like, I mean, whenever, and like even if you had flyers or whatever by Tuesday or whatever, you can bring them to Gypsy, fucking hand them out, put them up.
Okay, yes, things need to happen this weekend. I need to get some shit fucking done.
Well, so I mean, the bill that you have is perfect. I
yeah,
mean, so
well, I think if I can just put a QR code of the ticket link,
got it.
I think then
That's
I'll print
full
it out.
send, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's awesome. That'll be sick. Oh my god. Sorry if I'm like facing away from y'all most of the time now, but I'm looking at my girlies.
Have you guys seen anything crazy in the?
Oh well, y'all saw the Elon and Donald Trump
that
stuff.
America's dads are fighting.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
God.
When they asked him about his black eye at the whole thing or whatever, it was so hilarious when he was like, "Oh yeah, I told my kid, I said go ahead and punch me." Like, that is the most hilarious lie I've ever heard, because kids are strong and none of us parents would ask our kids to punch us on purpose. Guys, yeah. Anyways,
And if it wasn't the kid, it's weird to put that on your kid.
Yeah, like why are you telling your kid to punch you? That's
well,
weird.
I do wonder if what if it was straight up Donald Trump, you know?
I know, yeah.
Dude, I don't know.
Bruh, I don't know that he can swing that hard, but
Maybe he had a lackey do it for him or something.
But did you see the Musk tweet?
yeah.
Yeah, tell
The
us about
Epstein
it.
thing?
That he said time to drop the big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's why it hasn't been released yet.
Yeah, I saw that, and honestly, not a surprise.
Right.
I mean,
I'm
Yeah,
like,
we all
already knew
expected
this.
that.
because
like,
we already knew he was a predator, rapist, butthole, and he was close with Epstein, it seemed.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's other people on there too, though, that we'd be maybe surprised about.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Oh, I'm sure.
But
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people that I feel like
it is just crazy crazy to think though that like sex trafficking is really just being used by the richest, most powerful people in the world. Like, that's just so
The Untouchables.
fucked up.
yeah.
It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think it's not just Donald Trump not being the reason that they haven't been released, but
Yeah, there's, like,
just
other
exposing
powerful
all
people.
the rich people. Yeah. And
Yeah, the
it's-
they were close with P. Diddy. I don't know.
dude. See, and all
They were a
Yeah,
little
have you
too
been
close.
watching that shit?
I haven't.
I haven't,
listening
like,
to
tell
it?
me some facts.
So I listened to a podcast called Crime Weekly, and they do a segment where they talk about like current stuff going on, and they're going to be covering the Diddy trial. And boy, oh boy, he is just a fucked up, weird individual. Like,
What's like the wildest?
what was the ex-wife's name? Cassie.
Oh yeah.
Is that her
I
name?
saw.
Her testimony is crazy. I guess Kid Cudi testified against him
damn.
because he was, I guess, for a brief
Respect.
time dating Cassie. I always want to call her Cassidy, and I don't know why, but Cassie. And it's alleged that P. Diddy like blew up his fucking car
Holy.
because he wanted Cassie back like with him or whatever, and because she was like trying to get away from him, and because like he would have these like freak off parties or whatever, and I'm just like.
Yeah, well, they have that video footage of him beating her up, trying to leave one of the freak-offs.
trying to leave the hotel.
And I feel like that's damning enough.
Oh.
Like that's pretty. That's just.
Oh, yeah.
That just kind of shows, like what kind of person he is in general.
And like with all of this coming out, I'm like, what the fuck did this man do to Justin Bieber? Because
I
which
know,
I'm
yeah.
so sorry. Like Justin, I know you're probably so sick of people talking about your life, but it's
Yeah.
so important.
Well,
because
and
I always thought P. Diddy was weird.
Well, and so like, I don't know. Have you seen Justin Bieber on socials lately?
Not lately.
So there's been a lot of stuff where he's like kind of dissing his wife Haley and stuff, and like there's videos of him like closing the car door on her, like not even caring that like she was coming out next and all that stuff.
I've seen
And
some
so, but the thing about like trauma and like sexual trauma, especially as a kid, is like sometimes once you have a kid, which he just had a kid, because it seems like that was kind of like he seemed like he was kind of doing all right for a while, and he was like sober,
Yeah.
and like now it seems like maybe he's on something, but
Well, I'm sure it's probably drudging up so much shit for him. I'm
yeah. So
sure.
like that, I'm curious. I mean, I would wonder if just
I've also seen things where people are like, just really annoying about him because of the fact that he was with Selena and stuff.
I know, yeah.
And
people hound him for stuff like that
Yes.
all the time, and it's just like,
And I think that has a
and
big-
hound Haley too.
Well,
yeah,
and
but
hound
also-
Selena as well. I mean,
Yeah.
they're all negatively affected.
Yeah.
Well, and
100%.
also there is so much with Justin Bieber publicly that happened
Yeah.
in front of
That's
audiences
what I was
and
about to
stuff
say, actually.
that were wrong, not asking for consent to grab his butt or kiss him or whatever
sexualize
when he
him,
was
like,
under
vocally.
the age. Yeah.
Yes.
And he would even say in those moments like, "Oh, I feel violated" and all this stuff,
And
but
I'm
I can only
uncomfortable.
imagine what that does to the child brain
Yeah.
of how adults are treating you.
Yes.
And yeah, just the
And
videos.
even vocalizing those things and not really being taken seriously.
Yes,
Right.
yes, yeah. And then
Like, because I feel like that would just make a child feel like, okay, so how I feel doesn't matter.
yeah.
Because like there's a video of him on some talk show. I don't remember which one it was, but it was him and P Diddy, and they're talking about he's like, yeah, you know, Big Brother Diddy let me drive either let me drive or bought me a Ferrari or something like that, and the host is like, Diddy. Big Brother Diddy, blah blah blah, and then Diddy starts talking, and he's like, "Oh yeah, something blah blah blah," and Justin knows better than to talk about what goes on at Big Brother Diddy's house or something like that, and I'm just like,
And that's the other
and
thing.
it's the way that because I'm like that could come off like ha ha ha, but the way that he said it is so
Like
like
the tone that he
creepy.
had or something.
And that's the thing with like the kinds of people like Diddy and even Trump, is that they kind of tell the truth in little bits and pieces in front of the world, and they try to play it off as like I
jokes.
was joking and this and this. But if you've been abused by people like that, you know that that is one of the telltale signs of an abuser and stuff is when they use a very weird way to joke about things that are really horrible. But yeah, and there's other videos of Diddy and Bieber like when he was a kid where Bieber just seems so uncomfortable and so scared, and it's just like
or not sober,
yeah and it's just
where he's like stumbling around and he's very clearly like 15 or
Yeah.
whatever, and I'm just like, like there's a
God.
very 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 weird sus video where it almost looks like he's
like passed out.
sucking some dick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like at a concert or something where like all of it like it just looks really weird. I'll have to show it to you after this, and then I can send it and you can like link it to the video so that they can see it too. But
I don't know that I would want to put that.
well,
Like-
it's not like it definitely doesn't show anything. It's just very suspicious, and it's something that like you can kind of be like,
what is
was
that?
that?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah,
Like, what other reason were
Yeah.
they positioned in these ways or something?
yeah, like all of a sudden like somebody steps out of frame and Justin's there and he like turns around and he looks very drunk or something, and obviously something was going on there or something of that nature, but or maybe you don't even have to put it up, you can just like put the link or something, so if people want to go look at it they can, but it doesn't show anything crazy or anything like that. It's just something for you to be like, what was going on, like that's a little bit what's the word I'm looking for,
Well, and
incriminating.
like, why was he being filmed at
Yeah.
that point?
And
too,
just with
you know?
Cassie's testimony, I think you could
conclude
that from that anybody who was in Diddy's sphere, especially that anyone that he could have power over, that's something,
because she was only 19 when she got involved with him, right?
oh really?
Is that how? I can't
I don't
remember,
remember.
but I mean, she was very young whenever she got, because he basically like signed her to create music that he had no intention, I think, of ever putting out.
And that's what's so
yeah.
insane about the music industry in general. Like, it is so predatory, especially over young people, because
I
those
know,
are the
and
ones
that's
with the biggest
why,
hopes and dreams.
Like, DistroKid has kind of moved mountains in that way. As far
Well, and
as
Kesha
like,
also
giving
started her own
accessibility.
label.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
That's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
A lot of what Kesha does, I really respect. Like,
too.
She even just did like a performance like with like a trans choir. And
oh my God, that's so beautiful.
I was like, that's fucking cool, dude. Like, she has kind of been an odd symbol of freedom and stuff.
Well, I think also because she was abused by the music industry.
Exactly, yeah.
And still, honestly, like, Katy Perry, not gonna lie, kind of lost a fan. Working with Dr. Luke again, like, and she tries to blow it off every time, and it's just so annoying.
I don't know what's going on with her, but she has like sold the fuck out so hard.
Yeah, her
like,
soul is
so
gone
hard.
or something.
Yeah.
Like, it is so. It's so, you know.
And she started off so cool because she, you know, grew up religious and all this stuff, but was still singing songs about like kissing girls and whatever. And her parents were still supporting her. So I'm like, why the fuck are you going off this weird deep end, dude?
Yeah, it feels like she's gotten very out of touch
after the whole.
We did.
So, anyways, freaking Katy Perry.
Yeah, fuck you.
I haven't actually seen a lot from her outside of like just.
It's all weird.
Well, the first thing I think that kind of made people be. I mean, first it was her album, this album, and then the fact that she collaborated with Dr. Luke still. But this album, a lot of people's commentary was like, some of it feels like AI generated as far as like beats, or like even AI maybe wrote some of the lyrics because it's very generic. It's very like. It feels sold out of like she's just, you know, whatever. Then there were also videos of her on this tour, and I've seen Katy Perry live. So like I saw her back in like the Prism tour.
Whoa, I forgot about that.
And I really enjoyed it at that time, and it was really good. And so, but now like there's performances of her like dancing in a very like non-convicted way, you know, where she's like, and then she'll be like doing like little like twerk things, but like without the conviction, you know what I mean? Like where she's just like, I'm just doing this, you know? Yeah. And then there was even one where she's like jumping over her dancers, like she's trying to run on them, you know? But she's like kind of like like flying, like not hitting the mark or whatever. And then also there's one part of this tour where it looks like she's fighting like an air vent. You know, it just feels very like random, like just there used to be connections with her things, and now it feels like they're just like, what's happening now? You know, it almost feels like someone is Gen Z, like trying to tell her like how to be cool now or something. And it's just really weird. And then, but the biggest thing I think was when she went to space and she came, and she was just that. Like, it just seemed like it was for, publicity for her album, you know, like it didn't seem like she actually cared about going to space. She's just like at the camera with the flower for her daughter Daisy, not looking out the windows for space, you know, like I don't know. It's just it's interesting because I honestly feel like when she hit when she had cut off all her hair and she was like blonde and stuff, and then it was like in the pandemic or something where she was like doing this like almost like Big Brother, where she was being filmed like 24 hours straight and like doing different things.
That. Yeah.
It feels like,
and like talking to, what's his name? I don't know how I'm blanking on his name right now. He's like, talks a lot about space. Oh, I love the man.
Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yes. She had a conversation with him in that kind of like lockdown essentially thing.
Yes. So,
and
you know.
it was meme to hell.
I don't know. It's. And then when she got back from space, she's like, you'll never know love until you launch. It's like, what
does that even mean?
So we're not gonna feel love unless we get the chance to go to outer space and spend $1 bajillion and like hurt the earth. You know, like I don't know.
Stupid. Shut up.
It was just weird.
That is an odd statement. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, where it just seems it's like, what? So this is just publicity thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not about you. It's just like, it's the first group of women to like, and there's been other women astronauts. Okay, like, you know, it's just like we're the first ones to do it. It's weird. It's weird.
Like to say that it's like a cool thing or whatever, but
and then I also feel like the way she strategized. So she used Trisha Paytas in one of her music videos, and it did just feel like, again, like someone telling her what's trending kind of, and like and then what was it? Oh yeah, there's this other influencer, Kat, that I follow, and she like got with her because she's like really popular, did a little video with her and all this stuff. I don't know, there's something just disingenuous that has been the feeling of, watching her stuff, like when I watch Miley, and look, I could be wrong, I don't know, again, it's still just like working with Dr. Luke, what the hell, but like Miley, like it feels like
I feel like Miley has found her power truly.
Yes, like
entirely.
she is, and it's interesting too because it's also reflective of when she was younger. Like it's almost like she's coming back to center too a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was interesting because I was listening to an interview with her where they're like, Miley said we could ask her anything, and so they were talking about all this stuff. And one of the things that I just found interesting was like in that Plastic Hearts era, she was just saying that that it seemed like or that she had people around her that she didn't fully trust, so I just kind of wonder what that was, or what was like felt like her and what didn't, because also the Plastic Hearts album was still good, like there was still some collabing with Stevie Nicks on that album and stuff.
Jet.
So I wonder like what that was, but she's she reminds me of you in a lot of way too, because she's just like, she in this interview she's like, look, there's like normal people music and then there's like weird people music, and I like to like make both kinds of music, but I don't like to be right in the middle, but all this stuff, but like the way that she kind of talks about like creating songs and her workflow or whatever, it just kind of reminds me of you and stuff.
Yeah, well, I heard her talking about the fact that she did EMDR therapy that actually like helped her break her stage fright, and she kind of like went through all these different visualizations that were happening for her at the time, like as she was going through it.
Well, and it's interesting too because she said that she was getting really bad stage anxiety when she did the Grammys, like right before, and I was like, because she was like, it's just interesting to hear like from big performers like that during the pandemic, she said it was like from being it's closed
like
off
back
from
to square one.
Yeah, and I'm just like, wow, like it is so crazy to the brain, like what performing does and stuff, because you think after doing it for years and years that you'll like stop getting scared at one point. Yeah. But the only way to stop getting scared is to like do it almost every night,
Exactly,
But the thing is that does take a lot from you, and you can burn yourself out doing that too, so you got to have like breaks and whatever, but
right.
Yeah, but I mean, I really want to see something beautiful. It's only in theaters freaking June 12th. Yeah, and I'm like, fuck. But like,
go see it.
I'm down. If you want to go, I will cash app you money for my ticket.
Dude, for real,
because like I do really want to see it. I think it'll be a work of art, and I'm excited because like I think that she maybe like, but in different eras of her life has held back in some ways, and then in other ways she's like pushed further and like whatever. But like with this, it seems like something beautiful. Like it seems something like really cool.
And I love too like how close she is with her mom and stuff.
Right,
and she was talking about in this other interview that she was reaching like almost 30, and like her mom like used to come on like all her work stuff with her, and so she was being like, okay, I need to like detach of like I can like run my own thing now. But she said her mom left the country for the first time ever like without her, and she said that both of them were just like crying every day. Like her mom's like, there's beautiful things out here, but like it doesn't even mean anything to me if you're not with me. And I freaking, if you guys don't watch Sorry, it used to be called Sorry We're Stoned, but now it's called Sorry We're Cyrus.
Yeah.
And you have to go back to when Tish was smoking weed on the freaking podcast, because it was so freaking funny. Like, I mean, she's still funny now, but like she was just like all about weed for a while, and she's like, weed is my brand, and like all this stuff. And it was just so cute. She does it with her daughter Brandy.
Yeah, and they've even had Noah on there a couple of times.
Yes, Noah was on there, and I just freaking love them so much. And it was just so freaking, it's just fun that you get this kind of, you can learn more about the Cyrus family, on the another end.
Yeah, and well, like it is funny, out of the pop people, I suppose, like Miley is kind of the one that I relate to the most, and like, well, like Miley Cyrus in her Dead Pets era, like when she was doing all that funky like psychedelic rock, like I like to see her experimenting.
And I actually really liked that album.
Me too.
Because you can tell like she might be a little high or drunk or something, but it is kind of cool to just, you know, it's like you're hearing her in that moment. You know, maybe she was going through some shit, because I think that was like the first breakup of Liam before they got married that next time. But yeah, I the only one that I didn't really like, and I can't remember if it's on the album, but it's called like you know, the music video where she's like dressed up like a baby.
Oh yeah, Baby Talk.
Yeah, Baby Talk. Like, I loved the song. The music video was a little, I don't know, I didn't know how to process it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if she would do the same thing today, and maybe she would, I don't know. But you know, well, and it was interesting because she did talk about like her bangers era a little bit, and then at another interview, someone was like, when are you going to do a bangers part 2? And she's like, I didn't even know the people wanted it. And I'm like, we want it, girl. But
That was a good album.
well, I was going through a breakup the night I went and saw the tour.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
And you
the
know,
night we
she
went to
was
the
through a fresh breakup,
Right.
and she was like letting her emotions out. And Rhonda came with me because initially it was going to be my boyfriend Josh, but we broke up. And so, but it was like we were up in the nosebleeds too.
Yeah,
it was
but
still the best concert I've ever been to.
that was the night I became a Miley fan. Like,
Thank God
yeah.
too, because I was like trying to get her the whole time.
I mean, like I always thought she was really cool and stuff. Like I never.
But we
felt
always
any-
had very different like music tastes growing up.
Yeah,
And so
and
I was all like Disney Channel.
Well,
She's like Paramore. And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was harder for me to listen to the music back then. Like a lot of the poppy stuff, I didn't find it entirely grating, but it's just, you know, sometimes the generic
Which is
nature of
hilarious
something.
though, because you loved High School Musical.
I know, but I was a baby. I was in 5th grade. Okay.
Dude, you remember when we had that High School Musical party for her?
That's the birthday party that all the girls stayed up all night with me, and which is
And that was the
apt for
first
this
time
Up all
we ever
night.
stayed up all night.
No,
you guys did it much before me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did it more than that too, and
Yeah,
before
that's
that with us. But that was the first night that like I mean,
Is that the night we ate like pickle juice and stuff and like hot Cheetos until we died?
No, I don't think it was that night. Thankfully, because I think that was just us.
Yeah.
But with the birthday,
I forgot the
birthday, it
birthday.
was so
Brianna
many
and
girls.
stuff, too?
Yeah, it was Brianna, it was Deja, it was the Girl Scout girls, it was everybody.
That was so
And Amanda, Amanda stayed up all night, and like all the girls did. I mean, it was crazy. Their parents picked them up so delirious.
I know it was. It does. Like, it's just funny to think like now being a parent too. Like
Yeah.
these kids like, hey mom, like I was up all night. Oh my god.
And I mean, honestly, what a dream for me, you know, to have company all night on my birthday. It was cool. It was silly and it was cool.
Maybe we should just like plan another birthday like that or something. You know?
Shit, dude, my birthday's coming up sooner than I know what
Oh
to
my
do
god,
about.
it is. Jesus Christ. My god, excuse me, I need to go shopping real quick. God damn, so many things.
I know, dude. It's like one after the other after the other. It's ridiculous, but it's really nice, I think. And you know, there was somebody at the open mic that was like Tito that was like, I just turned 30 or I'm 30 and I'm getting old over here, and I'm like, hallelujah, you know, because it's like,
Yes,
dude,
because
like,
it's still, you're still lucky. Like, not everybody gets the privilege of getting older.
yeah, and friggin' 30 is still young as fuck. 40
really
is still
is.
young as fuck, dude.
I kind of look, I mean, the way I feel, I mean, I would personally never go back, like, you know, to my 20s and like, I think, was it you? Someone shared a picture of all of us, like 7
Me.
years ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at that Ashlyn and I'm like,
Who dat?
I don't miss her at all.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
don't. Yeah, we look cute.
Yeah, I feel like we're
But-
cute as hell. I mean, yeah, like we look cute in that picture, but I feel like we were
different people.
we
Totally
were
different people.
And I mean, you know,
That was back in
Well,
my
it's kinda
grungy
like what
Yeti
you-
days.
Well, it's kind of like what you were saying with Miley, like coming back to center in a way. I think that a lot of people do kind of come back to center in their 30s.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Whereas like their 20s are kind
I mean,
of
look
them
at us right now.
experimenting.
All three of us are like, "Pfft, fuck everybody else. We're best friends.
well, exactly.
Who needs all these fake ass people?
I feel like we are hotter than ever, all of us. Like as we
True.
are right now. Like we don't need no Botox, no nothing. Like we fucking gorgeous.
Bitch. Speaking of Botox, Mormon wives.
Oh,
Everyone go watch it.
Finally, like I was waiting for one of these two to like I need someone to talk with. Fine. So now she's like texting me all the things. I'm like, this is amazing.
You're like, this is all I've ever wanted.
Well, and I just love too that like I have someone I can like watch a show with. You know,
Dude,
like when you came over the other day.
I mean, because like, don't get me wrong, like my mom and I do that all the time, but I have always wanted like, you know, like a girlfriend my age that watches like stupid shit, because my mom would never I mean, she would, I guess she would watch that,
probably maybe
but
like
she would probably like get over it like in the second season or something. But because I mean, like she watched Teen Mom with me and like still does, so like she does watch stuff like that. But I don't really think she'd be into this, but it's really good.
Yeah, so try to convince Rhonda.
I
need to go watch
feel
it.
like with those, you can kind of jump in wherever. So
You
like,
totally
It's
can.
really
like,
good.
If you guys,
It's
like,
really
wanted
good
to watch
trash
it, I could
TV.
just sit
Yeah,
in.
it's
Yeah.
really good trash TV if you just want to like rot your brain for a little bit.
And I think what I love, I mean, I've never followed any other reality stars, like, you know, from 90 Day Fiance or like all those other ones that are pretty popular. But with them, I like follow all of them because they're like on podcasts and like gonna spill the tea. And it's just like, you know, it's just fun to escape in with all the other stuff going on.
I'll be real with you guys. So I almost never watch any like reality TV outside of like RuPaul's Drag Race, but because that's just golden television, okay. But I will watch. So I think I've talked to you about Psychology in Seattle. Dr. Kirk Honda, he'll like sometimes like watch like Love is Blind or like these different reality shows and stuff, and then like kind of comment, and like 90 Day Fiance and stuff, and kind of comment on like what could be happening for these people like as they're going through all these different emotions and stuff. And so like that I get a kick out of. And that's like how I have any pop culture like references in that direction, is just like watching stuff that he's kind of, you know, just reacted to and stuff. Because like that, I don't know why, like that almost makes it more, it makes it more substantial for me in a way. Like instead of just like watching something where I'm like, you know, like I don't know, where it is just like drama heavy or whatever, when he does kind of hone in on like the humanity of these different people and like what they might actually be.
Rhonda's like, what's
coping
making
with.
them this way?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, I want to see them kill each other. I'm like, fucking hit her. I would.
Dude, I mean, well, like when I don't
It's
know
so
why
good.
with reality TV shows, it does seem like the cat fighting thing is almost like a focal point of it, and I don't like that much. Like, I mean, sometimes it's funny. I mean, I guess, but like it just sometimes.
Rhonda's too good spirited to watch these things.
Yeah, it's like, I'm like all y'all ladies are cutting each other down. It's not a competitive fucking thing. God damn it! Like, fucking stop giving into the patriarchy in this bullshit way.
Well, that is what's so,
So
funny
funny,
about the
yes.
Mormon wives, because they're like, we're here to stand up to the patriarchy, you know. But then, yeah, I mean, they are kind of always like cutting each other down, you know. It's a whole thing. But if you do watch, tell us your favorite. My favorite, I think a lot of people love Macy. I like Macy. I think she has like an
Macy,
interesting story. And then Jen, like I think like it is weird because like the first season seemed kind of like everything that happened was like probably what originally happened, but with the second season it felt like the producers were stepping in a little bit for the drama, like reenacting the Chippendales. Like I was just like,
You know what you're doing.
yeah, like that
You know
was,
what you're doing.
I don't know. And then what was the
Yeah,
other
and that
thing?
too. Like, I prefer if it does feel very authentic. I mean, it's like it's kind of worse if these people.
But
are
then again, I
actually
don't
going
know
through
because
shit,
they
but-
are kind of mean.
Yeah. You
So I'm
never
like, I
know
don't
who
know.
you can trust.
Like with Whitney and the Fruity Pebbles, dude. I was like,
yeah, that was.
I'm like, you know what you're doing. You know that's gonna piss her off. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
But they're like, I thought it would be funny. It's like, but there was one other thing I was gonna talk about. Mormon was.
See, meanwhile, with RuPaul's Drag Race, especially like the All-Star seasons, dude, like, because they'll do a lot of improv and stuff too. And like the All-Stars ladies, they are,
All Star.
yes, like their improv game is beyond. So like their skits are so fucking funny. I mean, and like, you know, it it is more of like a, I mean, you know, they have their fights and stuff too, but it's like so much of it is very loving.
Yeah.
And silly and camp and just like it's the best reality television for me, I think.
Yeah, I love that. I go in and out. Oh, I was gonna say, okay, did you ever follow JoJo Siwa in any way?
Yes.
I mean, I remember.
Well, I didn't follow her, but I watched.
I would see her in like people's videos. That was mainly
Yeah,
how I
same.
What's
I
like the
never
last
actually-
thing you've heard of JoJo Siwa?
that she's
like
fucking
that.
dating a dude.
Yeah. Okay.
And I literally looked at it and I went, "What the fuck is this? I'm pissed because you put us all through your stupid shit,
Well, like
and now
I
you're
remember
fucking a
everybody-
dude." And now you're fucking a dude.
Well, I mean, she could
Don't
be
get me
bi or
wrong. Don't get me
pan or
wrong. That's
whatever.
totally fine if you're trying to find her. But really, like the way that you
Well,
did
and I
it,
think that was the thing.
it's the way that she did it.
Well, JoJo is an interesting person. You know, the way that she got famous.
Yes,
You
yeah.
know, with
So
Dance
young,
Moms.
too.
Because that's another one that my mom and I watched like religiously since
really?
it
Dance
aired.
Moms?
Yes, like, I watched.
okay.
Yeah, her and I every single night when I got home from school. Dance Moms.
Oh my gosh.
Like that's what we watched, right?
So you
I'm
already
like
had
Dance
some-
Mom heavy.
You-
Yeah.
So were you a like fan of JoJo and her mom in the show or not really?
Yes, because I felt like Abby was very favorative towards Maddie and her. Well, not really so much her sister because she was kind of
Oh yeah,
mean to her
because Maddie
sister
was
too.
the other one who went into like music videos and stuff.
Yes,
She was
and
with
she was
Sia a lot.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
yeah. And don't get me wrong, she's a beautiful dancer, but I thought that they all did well, and Abby just kind of held them to like
Abby
really
was
ridiculous
insane, though.
standards.
Like
yes.
Abby.
Kind of like that teacher we were talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
but kind of on a
no,
more
whole-
extreme
yes,
level.
yeah.
Exactly.
100%.
Especially
Because
to
she would
little
bully
babies,
them.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking little babies. Like,
Yeah.
what in the actual fuck? And like, I mean, and it's marketed as like entertainment.
So like, and with that being said, I do think that with the way that she does act, maybe it does have something to do with that. Like maybe she's craving that attention because she didn't get it from Abby. Because
Yes,
she
yes.
did. She pit Maddie and her
JoJo against each
each other all the time.
And that is the thing. And so, and then she grew up on YouTube as well, like
Mm-hmm.
having a successful YouTube channel. And then, you know, she's a big defender of Colleen Ballinger and stuff.
yeah,
you know,
that was
which-
kind of the first blow to her.
But
for
I
me.
think JoJo is so young, and I do think that she is really naive in a lot
Yes,
of ways
yeah,
still.
yeah.
And I think, you know,
I'm
and
just-
also a little entitled as far as like,
Yes.
I'm gonna create a genre, gay pop, and it's like, what was all the shit that's been coming
Yeah,
out before,
dude.
silly
Hey,
girl?
even-
Yeah.
You're not the first one who did this,
Right.
Gay
Yeah.
pop is forever, and you know, even if you were doing like just YouTube alone, I mean, Troye Sivan, hello. Like,
Yeah.
we're talking gay pop, dude. That shit in Blue Neighborhood, when that first dropped, I was like, this is the shit. I mean, I can't even remember how old I was, but I mean, I was all about it, dude.
You know, there's a lot of things you could criticize JoJo for, but what you can kind of see, and you know, so she loves like Miley and stuff. So she I think is emulating a lot of things that she loves and just kind of putting them all together. But
I think she's trying to find herself.
Yes.
yes, that's the biggest
100%.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
you know, she wants kids. She wants all these, like, she says a lot of kind of like audacious things in the way of like, you know, she already has all the kids of her names picked out, and she wants kids by this time, and like, you know, she's still so young
Yeah.
at heart. And but anyway, so like, but it was crazy to see how things played out when she went onto Big Brother, and like her ending up dating that guy because she went in.
She was on Big Brother?
Yeah,
Celebrity
so
Big Brother or
yes,
something?
and it was crazy because even Mickey Rourke is in there, whatever, that older like celebrity, and he
Yeah.
was horrendous and just like a terrible, like he kept so this is kind of the connecting piece, is like he kept saying like gay slurs to her and being really like just antagonizing her for being a lesbian, and so, but then this other guy who's been on other reality shows, I forget his name, but he was defending her. Like, he kind of immediately came in and was like, no, dude, that's not right. You know, he's like Australian or something. And so I think that's what kind of initially connected her to him. But the other thing is, you know, you're really isolated in Big Brother, but she went in.
Yeah.
She was already in a relationship with a girl when she went into Big Brother.
Right, yeah.
And so, but anyways, they kind of connected, and I think she started to blur lines on what were boundaries in a relationship and what wasn't. And I think her also maybe not sure of her sexual identity. I think it's so funny just to think of like, you know, a lot of bisexual experiences, you kind of figure it out like the opposite way. So it's funny to think, be like, I'm totally gay. And there's like, wait, am I a little straight? You know, or whatever.
Exactly. That's probably what I think happens.
Yes. And I think she's just realizing like, oh, maybe this expands more than just women.
I hate to say it, but that's even kind of my experience too.
Yeah,
in the current relationship that I'm in, you know, I mean, I still am entirely queer in every other way. And probably like if we were doing like a ratio of men to women that I've been with, it skews heavily in women, okay? But but I happen to fall in love with this beautiful man. Well,
and it is, yeah, and I feel that too. And it is interesting too, though, to think of like I've been trying to think of like how to make this into a stand-up set of like, you know, there's a lot of people who might argue that you can't choose your sexuality, and whilst we cannot choose, like we are attracted to like all genders pretty much,
exactly,
you know? And that I didn't choose, you know, but it's like, and for us to be ending up with like men is funny,
like hetero asterisks.
Yes, yeah. And so it's just, so it's like it's not, but to others it might look like it or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I don't know, that's just interesting. So it's kind of interesting just to see all of that unfold. And then she breaks up with her girlfriend like at the like the end of the Big Brother party or whatever. Yeah. And then for a while her and the guy were denying them like having a relationship. So I don't know if they've like come out publicly now and they say, well, I mean, like
there was a picture shared of like them snuggling in a bed together. So like I think they're full on like fucking.
Well, even in Big Brother, there was like a scene where they were like getting all close in the pool and like nuzzling noses, and one of the guys was like, "Dude, y'all might as well fuck or like stop that shit." It was just so funny.
Mickey Rourke, though, what the fuck? Especially with her. I mean,
being
so young.
He just seems like a really gross person.
Yeah, I hope they got him out quick.
and I hope I got his name right, because I could be talking about another celebrity.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was him. I'll maybe fact check. Maybe you'll see in the editing of like
yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, so Big Brother was something that I would watch occasionally. Celebrity Big Brother. Well,
it is fun and interesting that you can check in on the live cams, and that was the thing though, because like some of these clips came from people. It wasn't even what aired on the actual show. It was people just watching because they're like, "Damn, this is really unfolding in real time."
Yeah, that's
oh my
wild.
God.
And it's interesting too because the guy seems very like alpha male, as if he would maybe like, I don't know, I mean, from certain things I've seen, it seemed like, you know, he was kind of using her as a cuddle buddy till he got out of Big Brother, and like I don't know how serious he really wants to be with her.
Right.
I don't really know and all that, but it was very interesting to watch happen.
It's just so funny because like I'm like, Jersey Shore walked so that all of these shows could fucking run.
No, truly.
I know. Yeah. I'd never really seen the only reality show that I saw when we were growing up was like American Idol and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember it was later on, but we watched some like the Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie one, but just like little bits, I think.
That is so funny. I totally forgot about that.
She has so many products now.
I know.
And she's like a DJ or whatever.
And that's pretty sweet. Like a freaking Barbie DJ. Hell
yeah, right.
yes.
I mean, I don't know if it's any good. I've never listened to it, but
well, she did it at fucking Demi's wedding.
I'm
so
gonna do it.
Yeah,
she
she
must be
DJ'd
pretty
Demi's
good.
wedding.
oh shit, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I've actually specifically went down a little wormhole about Paris Hilton DJing, and I'm pretty sure it's legit. Like, I mean, Shaq also DJs as well.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
It seems like a legit passion. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe she's just pressing buttons up there, but you know, I don't know.
But so is everybody else, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean that's fucking cool. When I saw like Demi's wedding stuff, it was all really cute.
I know. I love Demi. I'm glad she got married. Like this is the one that like, yes, it's stuck.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I freaking love Demi Lovato.
It is funny, all these parasocial things, you know, where like for me, I feel like the parasocial relationship has never verged on anything unhealthy, but there is all like this part of me that's like rooting for all these different people.
Well, yeah, like
particularly the child stars that probably went through the ringer.
Right. I wish Amanda Bynes could get it together.
I love
That
her.
Do
one
you
makes
follow
me
her on
sad.
TikTok?
Yeah.
No, I don't really use TikTok much.
Oh, okay. Well, she is on TikTok, and she is kind of doing a little better, I'd
Well,
say.
I know
in
she's
that-
doing a little better. I just wish she would do even better.
I
I'm like
guess.
rooting for her.
No,
yeah,
she's,
well, it's
she
kind of
is.
to return to center too.
Yeah,
you know,
I want
because,
her to get that like Lindsay Lohan glow up.
Yeah.
yeah, dude,
because
we
I'm so
saw-
proud of Lindsay. She's
Yeah,
doing
I
so
was
good.
Well, I
too.
also think though the thing with some celebrities, like a lot of some of her issues when she was like going through some of the breakdown, was everything was so focused on her looks, and she
Right, yeah.
started to feel like even before she did like different things to her face,
yeah,
like
yeah.
she would feel ugly and stuff. And
she
so
was
but
so
but I
pretty.
do like with Britney Spears too, like when she had the shaved head, like she said that like everybody wanted me to be beautiful all the time, and this was like my fuck you to the world, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Especially because of the invasion of privacy and all of
Yeah.
that. But from what so she did have a podcast for a second, but the guy who was doing it with her seemed skeevy. And then, but just recently I saw she was like selling her art, and she had like a little art gallery opening
Exhibit or
installation, and it looked cool, and she was taking pictures with people, and the art was like
I
pretty,
think
like,
I saw
cool.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get like original Amanda back,
Right,
you know,
right,
kind of
right,
the
right.
same with like Britney, you know, which, you know, I think,
And like we were talking about Justin too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I hope all of them can find that
just
pathway to
sucks.
healing. But at the same time, like what you were talking about with the podcast, dude, it's like I fear for people preying on them.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know, and kind of using them and whatever, and it's ridiculous.
yeah.
that so many of the people who just wanted to live their dreams like really got fucking abused, you know. And that is something that
Or like even just like parents that kind of took advantage of their kids being child actors and didn't help them.
yeah, and I mean like Shia LaBeouf too, you know, like he's kind of gone in and out of like sobriety.
He was
and-
recently on what's his name? Andrew something, comedian, red hair, is on.
Oh yeah. Whiskey Ginger, that podcast.
I think so.
Uh-huh.
The dude from Lil
Lil Dicky show?
Yeah. He was recently on that show, and it does suck because I guess he I think he like got arrested on abuse allegations towards
Exactly,
like one of
yes.
his exes or something.
Wait,
well,
who?
Shia LaBeouf did.
Shia
Oh,
LaBeouf.
yeah.
Like, and
But I mean, he looked healthy on that podcast. Like I saw a video clip of him talking or whatever, and
well, yeah, like so. God,
because I
man.
know he was struggling really bad with like alcoholism.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'd seen a lot of what his partner or ex-partner had said and what happened and everything. And you know, if anybody watched Honey Boy, the movie that he created and directed and whatever, it's like I see a lot of pathways that lend himself to, because I mean it was almost autobiographical in a way, everything that he was doing as a child, and his father, he was playing his father, and his like relatively fucking abusive father. So I mean it's fucking tragic, but it's like you see how these people like turn out that way, you know, and I feel so deeply for the partner, most of all, you know, having gone through that, and surely seeing the humanity in him too, and struggling with leaving and all of that, but yeah, it's fucking whack. Like I feel like, I don't know, like there's like, I don't like comparing it really, but like the Diddys and the Cosbys and or the Epsteins and stuff like that. And then I think that there are people that hurt because they've been so fucking hurt.
Yeah, and they
Right,
they
yeah,
made
yeah, yeah.
mistakes,
And they're trying to control it, you know,
Yeah.
but lose it sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
And see, that's when I can forgive people of that nature. I think the only time I can't is when it's like when it comes to like abuse cases for children. Then I'm like, you can die.
Yeah, like Ruby Frankie.
Yeah,
Did you
Ruby
ever
Frankie
know-
can literally fucking. I hope she burns in fucking hell.
Dude, she is
There's a
something
special
else.
place in hell for her and that other bitch.
I just can't believe people like that exist.
I
You
know.
know, like that.
yeah.
Whole thing was
Yeah.
insane.
I'm literally
That was
I'm listening.
nauseating as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't even fully
Yeah.
like listen to all the details because it was so horrendous.
And again,
I'm like, how do you do that to your
like
religion? Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah,
It's like,
because
how
I do
the
feel like
fuck?
some of that takes place when you are repressing something so hard and so in a way that is now
So
becoming
toxically.
unhealthy for you,
So
that you are
toxically.
acting out in ways that are not only hurting you but people that you should freaking love.
Yeah, and like trying to forcibly repress them too.
Yes.
And it's just like, dude, like, yeah. It's gnarly. It's absolutely gnarly. And like Chad and I talk about this all the time, where even when it comes down to like spanking and stuff, it's like, dude, and like, you know, kind of depending on how hard you do it, but even still, it's illegal to hit a woman. A child is smaller than you. You know,
And I personally
and
don't
fearful
think,
and dependent on you. Like it's
and
just
I don't
like,
think you can tell your kid don't hit people and then you hit them.
exactly
You know?
Right, yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yes.
I know. I personally don't spank my kids, and maybe people do it in a way that feels kind of okay to them, but you know.
Yeah, you know, like you know, different cultures. Like sometimes
Right.
people will do like a swat or whatever,
Yeah.
like with a flip flop or whatever, you know. But
Chancla.
A chancla, yeah.
chancla, yeah.
Jordan
But-
tells me he's gonna chancla me all the time. I'm like, no, you're fucking not.
But really anything past that, I think, can just be damaging and humiliating, and
Yeah.
it doesn't actually incentivize the kid to behave well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really kind of does the opposite in the long run.
Yeah.
And you
it's
know,
like,
I mean, kids, you know, I am in the toddler phase, and I think we're still going to be in a phase of like maybe defiancy and stuff here and there. And I know it can be crazy, but it's just like there's just got to be other ways. You know?
exactly.
Yeah.
There's other means of consequences that shows them like you lose privileges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you act out in certain ways, but like you earn privileges when you behave well.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
only ever got spanked like once, and then my mom did slap the shit out of me one time. I don't remember why. I think we were like fighting in the kitchen, and I said some mean ass shit or something, and she was like, "Pop," and I was like, "Oh fuck," and I think maybe I got spanked with the belt one time, but I don't
Yeah.
remember.
And we got spanked too.
I must have repressed it because I was like, oh my God, never again. But it probably wasn't even that bad, honestly. Now, Jack, on the other hand, he did get spanked because he was a terrible child. He was a really bad baby. But yeah. Other than that, though, and I mean, like, I was probably being a little asshole. So,
well, we did too, but it was
and it
never
wasn't
really that hard.
It wasn't like fucking. It definitely wasn't.
There
I
wasn't
wouldn't-
like a big point of malice, maybe.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
where
Yes.
it's just
And
like,
I knew that it wasn't because they wanted to do it or anything, or like they wanted to hurt me intentionally or something, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
And
But
see,
yeah.
well, that was something that our dad used to say a lot, was that like he never wanted to hit us in anger.
Right,
You know?
exactly.
He was like, if he was gonna do it, he had to be calm and, you know, just kind of like explaining why. In a sense.
and I was a teenager when my mom smacked me, so I had that shit coming probably.
and, you know, teenagers.
Yeah, I don't remember what I said. Maybe I called her a bitch. I can't remember.
Gosh. Oh, that moment when you call your mom a bitch is like crazy. Like, oh my gosh.
Dude, well, there were so many things that I like, you know, even when we would get into, you know, confrontations, whether it was me and you or me and mom or, you know, any of us, there were things that I always knew, do not fucking say.
Yeah. And
like, do not say
I didn't listen to
hate-
that part.
But yeah, I was
You're like, I'll say it again.
No, not now. But yeah.
Well, no, I meant like
but
when
yeah,
you were younger. You'll be like,
yes.
I'll do it again.
Oh my gosh. I was pretty brutal, I'm sure.
Well, you know, there is a natural like rebellion kind of thing that happens in defiancy and
Yeah.
trying to define
you
your
say
own
things
space
that
and
you
your own
regret.
bound. Yeah, and
Yeah.
kind of like you were talking about way back when on another podcast too. Like, you know, a lot of sensations is like now is like overstimulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it was like, get away from me, like stop talking to me,
Yes.
like you're
Yeah.
or whatever, you know, and that's natural too, I think. But yeah, for me it was like, do not say you hate them, no matter what. Like, do not say you hate them because it's a lie. It's not.
I don't
true,
think I
no
ever said
matter-
that to my mom or dad.
Yeah,
I don't think.
And I never said like fuck you. I never said none of that. I was like,
I did.
because it's
Yeah.
just, it's not how I feel.
We laugh about our fights now.
Like, I mean, I remember having strong emotions in some of these discussions sometimes, but that was never really how I felt. I'd be like, I'm frustrated. I'm fucking frustrated, dude. You're not hearing me, or I'm not hearing you. I don't know what's happening. Which really, so many like confrontations and stuff or disagreements do just come from like some kind of misunderstanding, or someone like taking a facial expression this way, or somebody taking a tone this way, and like all this stuff that like it's honestly it's normally like a blameless thing happening.
Right. Yeah.
But freaking heck. All right.
Yeah, I think we're good. Honestly, because I think
we started and stopped this too.
So, yeah, I think we've got plenty.
We're like
we probably
over an hour, probably.
Yeah.
This will just be a long one.
A little extra for y'all today. We're
since
gonna
since the last one was late, we'll give you this extra.
Hell yeah, dude.
Extra giggles.
Extra gigs. Extra.
I lost it
gigs.
when they kept Cobra Bubbles' name.
I know. I loved
because
that.
the guy was like.
Oh yeah, we saw Lilo and Stitch and it was really good.
Amazing, go see it.
Yeah,
amazing. Go
the
see
best
it.
Disney remake they've made yet.
Yes,
I agree.
And I was like a Lion King stan, so like I definitely liked this better.
Oh, you liked the Lion King remake?
I liked the Lion King remake, like the live action one. It wasn't my favorite, and I wish that they would have picked somebody other than Beyonce, because I felt like that overshadowed the movie. I liked it. It wasn't bad. I hated Scar's. I thought Scar was robbed of his
villainy.
Which song is it?
Oh, the one where he sings like the whole march thing.
I can't remember the name of it, but yes, I liked the live action Lilo and Stitch way better.
Yeah.
It
was awesome.
It was so cute.
It had a lot.
Is Lilo and Stitch is Disney.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember if it was Pixar or Disney, but it's Disney, because now I'm remembering it saying it in the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Raya's first movie, and I cried 3 separate times.
I know, it was so cute.
And it was great. It meant a lot to my little self.
Because it was Rhonda's favorite.
Yeah, well, I think we saw it for like my 8th birthday or something like that, and it was all together too. It was like my family, my sister Alexis, and yeah, so having that, and like we took up a whole ass row, our family. This
I know, that was so sweet.
Yeah, I mean it was.
And
it
mom
was awesome.
loved it too. She loved the movie.
Heck yeah.
She was like, we gotta do that again.
It was fun. Yeah.
All right, y'all. We freaking love you. Thank you.
Love.
For sticking
Peace out,
around.
dudes and
We'll see you
dudettes and all of the
soon.
people out there.
See you in the next one.
Thanks for watching and listening. Bye.